So now you bring your eyelet and then you tuck it in from the front. You make sure that this opening is not too wide, right? Don't make it to be too wide. It should be a bit closed, small. Let the eyelet be forced in. So you force it in properly and then remove any rough threadings here. Then you also start from here. Take your eyelets and then make sure it's entering there, and then you clip properly, right? This is how this hole can be done. So you have clipped the first part of the band, so we will do this later on at the other end before we get to the end point. This is the eyelet, right? So the rope will now come out from here. So let's proceed and I will show you how it's done. So now you start sewing from here. Like I told you already, push out half an inch, thereabout, out. Then you are going to start attaching the band from the point you have folded, right? So this is the same way or method you are going to use whenever you're making an Ankara band or a rope band, right? Anything that is not an English band, this is how you're gonna do it. So you start from there to attach. Now this particular trouser doesn't have belt loop because there will be no need for the belt loop because of the rope and the zip there. So no need for the belt loop. It's kind of a fanciful shot. So if you had needed belt loop, you also attach the belt loop at that same dimensions you use on your regular trousers, right? So you also make sure that you open the side joinings, the side seams. Open it up properly, right? Open it up properly, and then you attach accordingly. You attach accordingly, and then when you get to the center back, you also make sure you open the center back allowance before you sew the band across. So open the center back as well, this way, and then you sew here across. So when you are taking your time to do all this, this is how the work will be. Then when you also get to the side of the other corresponding panel, you open it up as well, and then you sew out from here. So you sew from here as well. So while approaching the front panel, you also don't forget to open the eyelet before you sew the band. So I will decide where the eyelet will reach. So I want to open the eyelet somewhere here, let's say 2 inches or thereabout away from the zip allowance, so that the rope will not come too close nor too far. So I will open it from here as well. So I'll open as well and show you the results. So now we have finished joining the band at that point. So now we bring it out. Then to make the work easy for us, we are going to pass this rope now before we close our band. Look at how beautiful it is already, right? We have not even fixed our rope, right? So you can cut off something here so that it's not be coming out at that edge. So you cut it out from here, then you zip it, and as well try to confirm the length of the band, so the both lengths are corresponding. Look at how it is. So this could have gone a bit far, but it's still okay, it's still rope. This could have gone a bit far from here. So now you bring your rope Now because the rope has um, a bead-like edge, so you have to remove this. So you have to remove this and then bring this out and then pass the rope from here. Pass it from here, right? And then go all through from the back and then bring it out from this edge. Then you put this back again and then you tie it. And then you tie it. So once you have tied on, yeah, you now use this to clip it back. Then this is how the rope will be inserted on your trouser. Look at how the rope is, right? So now you're not going to take your time to lock the band. So the reason I'm doing this now so that the rope will be easy to pass through without much stress. So now you unzip your trouser. So you unzip your trouser at this point and then you notch the center flap, the center band here, and then you fold it backwards this way, and then you make sure that you lock from here, fold backwards. Now this locking, please make sure that the locking is ending at the point the flap ended, this edge. Please don't give quarter-inch gap or whatsoever. It should flush at that point. It should flush at that point this way. So you lock from here. Make your hands must be straight enough here. It must be straight, right? It must be straight. Then lock it to lap at this edge. Stitch properly as well. Then bring it out. Cut your threads. Cut your threads as well. Cut off the excesses here. And then push this inwards this way. You have concealed the edge. Use the scissors to tuck it out properly. So this is how it will be, right? Do the same thing on the other band area. So cut the excess band. Don't cut too close to the flap. Cut a bit, ½ inch or 1 inch away. Notch the upside. Now bend the inwards outside this way. Always sew from inside, so you will see where the flap is ending or ended. Make sure that your hands must be straight enough. Must be straight enough. So stitch properly there as well. Stitch here as well again. And then you cut off your threads, and then cut off the excesses of the band, not too close, a bit away, off, and then push here to come inwards this way, and then this is how it should be, right? You see how neat it is already, right? So now let's now lock our band. So while trying to lock the band, make sure that the rope is properly guided inside the band all through to the waist. Guide the rope to enter underneath while you lock. Don't sew on top of the rope. So let's start from here. So you remove the you place it this way, tucking the rope to go inwards at the up area of the band, so you lock properly. So while trying to sew, please be mindful of your rope. So I'm top stitching, right? I'm top stitching on top. So sorry, I had to lose here to correct this area. This area I made mistake and sew on the pocket. So I will fix this and then before we proceed. So now I have fixed the area, right? So you bring it inwards this way and make sure that this rope is properly tucked in this way, right? Make sure it's properly tucked in, and then you top stitch. Now this top stitching is to give you a perfect finishing or a neat finishing as well. So start top stitching from the band this way. Please guide your rope, very important. Guide your rope while doing this. Push your rope inwards this way. Guide your rope is very important as well. So you top stitch from here. So make sure you carefully climb the zip area, and then you top stitch from here. Then be guiding your rope. That's the most important thing now. And then make the band to come down this way. Then once you have gotten to this stage, you know that you're almost done with your sewing, right? So guide your rope and then you stop stitch this way. The reason for fixing the rope now is to make it look easier, so that you'll not stress yourself to pass the rope after closing your band. So guide your rope properly. Your rope should be properly taken care of now. So guide your rope and then you stitch. So once you have gotten to this stage, the next thing you will do now is to lock the laps of your short, or the measurement, the lap and the knee, right? So you lock all through to this point. So make sure everything is properly taken care of as you are sewing. So when you get to this stage, please be mindful of the zip stop, the iron there, so that you will not break your needle, right? If you get to that point, you can jump it and then sew the next available space, so that you will not end up breaking your needle. Very important as well. So you jump it a bit and then you sew. So now, after you must have done the down top stitching, look at how it is inside, right? This is how it should be inside. Then you can now decide if you want to top stitch on top. So before you top stitch on top, you have to. So now I want to top stitch on top. It's optional though. So I'm just trying to push down the rope to go down, so I will have enough space to top stitch on top. So you start from here. It's optional. You can decide to leave this if you don't want top stitch. So I'm pushing down the rope to go down. So you top stitch this way as well, if you so desire. Actually, it's not a must now. It's not your choice. So you keep on pushing your rope down, and then when you get to this stage, you can boost off, bring through with your short. It's just to fold it down, to lock the lap and then fold it down. So you top stitch at the upside this way. This top stitching is optional, like I said, but then it adds beauty to the clothes. It makes the band to be firm, right? It makes the band to be firm. So make sure you push down the rope before you top stitch. Please, very important as well. So now that we have finished joining our band, fixing our rope, I believe this video must have gone a long way to inspire you to do something similar, right? So please, if you are new to the YouTube channel, please kindly subscribe. Subscription is free, so that the reason for you to subscribe is for you to be aware when I will post new illustrations or videos, right? So cut your threads properly as well. Then zip your trouser, draw the rope, draw the rope. You see the beauty of the rope, right? Draw it this way, and then this is how it is. So now you lock the lap of your short, meaning apply the measurements, right? So you start from here now. Hold your shorts this way, turn it from the inside. So because it's a free shot, I will just use 1 inch to lock it. So the knee we had was I think knee of 20, thereabout. That's 10. So you mark 10. You mark 10. Let's use 10.5. 10.5. That's 21. Then the lap I have from my customer is lap of 26. Let's use 27, 13, right? So you apply your measurements as shown, and then you connect it outrightly. Make sure that these two crouch, the front and the back, must correspond this way. As need be, you can pin at the center here. You can pin. So you pin the center crouch, right? You pin the center crouch this way, and then that is the most important thing. The center crouch must tally or correspond. So you start locking from here. Now you must have made sure, you must have checked your customer's lap measurements, and then you connect accordingly, right? So you sew from here. You must have made sure you must have connected your customer's lap measurements, and then you sew. So this is how you can simply make your shorts or similar trousers. So everything you're doing is subject to your own measurements and decisions, but make sure that whatever you're doing must come out nicely. At the crotch area, you straighten it outrightly, straight up this way. Connect straight line, please. Don't sew in a curvy form. Connect it to come straight, right? So now we are almost done with our shorts. So I will go and fold with my iron, and then you fold the down part of your shorts in accordance to your short length measurement you have. So I believe this video must have gone a long way to help us to make our shorts, and then you can use this method to make both your rope trousers and your whatever you have that you are going to put rope, right? Now don't forget that if you're putting rope, there's no need for belt loop, because of the measure. You're going to use the rope as the fastener here, no more belt. So now this is one of the illustrations most of us have been looking for. So I will now make buttonholes here to fix one button here. Now that's the reason I said that this loop should have gone a bit, eyelash should have gone a bit far, so I'll have more room here to put my buttonhole. But there's still no problem. You can make your decisions, and then if I'm to say put the eyelet at 2.5 inch away from the zip point, 2.5 inch away, it will be so nice, right? So this is for this, and then I hope this video helps us to make something similar and then enjoy our sewing as well. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel at Mr. Redefined. Please help me to invite your friends to subscribe, so that we will grow and have a whole lot of members on the platform. Thank you for watching.